All right, this is gonna be a little crazy, a little extra. I put an entire phone system in the cloud, and it's free, mostly. Legit, this is a fully functional business phone system that I'm actually using for my business. And I'm using hard phones and soft phones, which are just a phone on your phone. I have an IVR.
Thank you for calling NetworkChuck.
And I can use it from anywhere, no matter where I'm at. Just a ton of features. Whew, I'm so excited to show you. And I'm gonna show you right now how to do this for yourself in this video. This project involves 3 components. First, the free tier of AWS, or Amazon Web Services. AWS is where I'll be hosting my phone system in the cloud. And speaking of my phone system, the second component, 3CX. 3CX is the sponsor of this video, and they're a pretty awesome phone system. I actually installed it on a Raspberry Pi 4 in this video right here. But now I want to up my game a little bit by going to the cloud. And then one more piece, I need an actual phone number for my business. And for that, I'm actually going to use Amazon. They have their own SIP trunk service called Amazon Chime. It's kind of cool and not too bad to set up. Now this is why I said mostly free. AWS 3CX, it's free for 12 months. Amazon Chime, you gotta pay for a phone number. It's like a cell phone. Now I love videos like this because you get to learn and touch so many different technologies. I mean, we're setting up a phone system in the cloud and then setting up SIP trunking and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's a lot and it's cool. It's super nerdy, way overkill if you're just putting this in your house, which you should. So yeah, you convinced? Let's do this right now. Wait, hold on real quick. Have you hacked the YouTube algorithm today? What, you haven't? Make sure you do. Hit that like button, notification bell, subscribe, comment. Let's hack YouTube today. Ethically, of course. Anyways, yeah, let's get started. All right, here we go. Step 1, set up our free AWS account. So let's fire up that web browser and search for the AWS free tier. I've also got a link below if you want to check that out. Probably easier, right? And here it is, first option. Let's get the sucker going. Create a free account. And this should be pretty quick and painless. Just put your stuff in there and we'll get started. And continue on putting in all your details. Now, real quick, free tier. It's awesome. You get a lot of stuff for free. 12 months, you get access to most things. Some stuff is always free. So keep that in mind. I don't want there to be a big gotcha. This is free for 12 months. After that, you have to pay for something. But free for a year is pretty lit. So let's do that. Continue. Now, I know some of you got to this page and went, no, I'm not giving my credit card. You said it was free, Chuck. It is free, as long as you stay within the free tier limits, which for this project, we are going to stay in that free tier limit. So just keep going. And of course, make sure for the support plan, you pick free because you want to keep it free and complete your sign up. We're almost there. And we're good. Go to the AWS Management Console. Let's go there. Now, it will take a few moments for your AWS account to be set up. So just wait for that email where it says, hey, you're ready, and you'll be good. And let's do this. So here in our AWS console, we're doing 3 things. First, let's go up to the top bar right here, the search bar, and type in IAM, or Identity Access Management, and click on that service right there. Now, if this is your first time ever in AWS or even a cloud provider, you might be thinking, Chuck, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's fine. We'll walk right through this right now. IAM, or Identity Access Management, is all about permissions. And right now, we're going to create a user by clicking the users right here in the middle. Go ahead and click on that. And then at the top here, click on Add User. This user account will be for 3CX. 3CX will actually use this to log in to AWS and get your server ready. So let's set up this account real quick. Username, I'll just name it 3CX. Access type, we're going to do programmatic access. Click on Next. For permissions, we're going to select Attach Existing Policies Directly. All right. And we're going to give this user full access to our EC2 service, which is Amazon's name for their virtual machine service. So EC2, let's scroll down here. There it is. Amazon EC2 full access, select that. Click on Next. We don't need tags. Click on Next for review. And we're good. Create user. Click on that. Just one more thing here. Make sure you download the CSV with these credentials. Download. And we got them. So that user is created. Now time for step 2. Go to our search bar at the very top once more. And we're going to search for EC2 to get to our EC2 dashboard. There it is, EC2. Click on that. Now one thing real quick. Take note of where you are. Notice at the top right here, I'm in the North Virginia location for AWS. If I click on that drop down, I've got options. This is US East 1. You want to select one that's closest to you, wherever you live. But that is fine for me, so I'll keep that there. That will be important in a later step, so remember what you select. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Key Pairs right here in the middle. Click on it, Key Pairs. And we're going to create a key pair. So go ahead and create that key pair right now. Now, when we're creating a key pair, we're basically creating a password. It's instead of a password. It's more secure. It's how something can log into your virtual machine that will be created. So let's go ahead and create that right now. I'll name it just 3CX key pair. Pair, there we go. And then for file format, I'll change it to PEM or PEM. And that's it. Click on Create Key Pair. Notice it did download a file for you. Mine is right down here. Keep that file. You can't get it back again, so put it somewhere safe. And then one last step, we're gonna go back up to our search bar up here. This time we're gonna search for Marketplace. We're gonna go shopping. There it is, AWS Marketplace subscriptions. Now I'm saying shopping, we're not buying anything, it's gonna be free, don't worry. Go ahead and click on Manage Subscriptions right here. And over here on the left, we're gonna discover some products. Go ahead and click on that. And now we're gonna find our products. Right here in the search bar, we're gonna search for Debian 9. This is the flavor of Linux that 3CX will use to spin up your virtual machine, your server. There it is right there. So go ahead and click on that, and then click on Continue to Subscribe. Now this is not gonna make you pay anything, it's free. Debian 9 is a free Linux distro, but you do have to subscribe to the service to be able to use it. So click Continue to Subscribe, accept all the terms blindly, yes, and it's pending. Now if you don't believe me that it's free, go ahead and click on the action that says Show Details, and look, it's all free. And that's the software itself, Debian 9. The hardware, which will be the EC2 instance we're gonna create, that will also still be free as long as we use the T2.micro size, which we are going to, so no worries. And we'll wait for that to finish. Perfect time for a coffee break. And mine is done. Cool. So here's what we just did. We set up our free AWS account, which is awesome, right? Like if you've never done it before, it's amazing. And we also set up a user using the IAM service, the Identity and Access Management. This user will be used by 3CX to log into your AWS console and deploy a server. You'll see it happen in a moment. It's so cool. We also created credentials, or a key pair, that 3CX will use for server authentication when it creates that server. And then we also subscribe to Debian 9, so we can actually use that image when 3CX deploys our virtual machine. Now, step 2, we're gonna set up some 3CX, our phone system. Now very similar to AWS, 3CX will be free for a year, which is awesome. So this whole project at this point is going to be free. So let's go ahead and fire up our web browser once more. I've got a link in the description. We're gonna set up a free 3CX account. Get it free for 1 year. Let's do it. Get it free. Go ahead and sign up for a free account real quick. Put your stuff in. Let's go. And then go verify that email. Email confirmed. Let's click confirm, and we should almost be ready. Yes, more forms. Keep going. Lots of forms. Now this part's fun. Here we go. We are going to self-host in our cloud. Let's do that. Click on next. Put your locales in, where you live and stuff. Time zone. Next. What you're gonna name your system and the domain. Next. Your extension length, I like 4 digits as my favorite. Click on next. And time for our hosting provider. We're not using Google. No. We're using Amazon AWS. Select that. And now here's where the credentials you created comes in. That user account you created. So I'm gonna open up my CSV here. Gonna grab the access key ID. I think it's the right field. It's kind of hard to read. And then the key ID right here. There we go. And now it's gonna access your AWS console for you. Magic, let's go. And right here is where 3CX will create the server for you. It's so cool. Now, first thing, this is where I told you to make sure you paid attention to where you were in AWS. You gotta select the right region. So right now it's not correct for me. I'm gonna change it to US East 1. And then it should be able to see my key pair I created earlier in our previous step. There it is, 3CX key pair. It went ahead and defaulted for us to the T2.nano, the free tier machine. Perfect. So we're good there. Click on next, and then take a long coffee break and read every jot and tittle of this license agreement. And done. Okay, accept and proceed. And that's it. Long coffee break. You can even just like see how long it's gonna take, 10 minutes, which it normally doesn't. It's pretty quick. And it's actually creating your stuff. Now, make sure that you save the credentials right here. If you don't save it, it's kind of hard to get those back, so please save those. But your phone system in the sky should be ready here in a moment. That's awesome. Coffee break. And it's done. And I mean like done for real. Like your server, your phone system is in the cloud right now. Let's check it out. I'll click on the networkchuck.my3cx.us and get logged in. And boom. Just like that. Now I want to go ahead and add my first phone here. I'll use the 3CX app. I'll just scan that QR code here. And just like that, my phone's ready. I've got a phone. That's so cool. But having one phone is no fun. I need another one. I'll be right back. All right, got my daughter's iPad. Let's get this going. I'm gonna navigate on over to extensions and I'm gonna add a new one. Add. 1001 is fine. First name will be Chloe, my oldest daughter. And yeah, that's all I need right now. Click on OK. Jump back into that account so I can scan that QR code. Done, just like that. Now let's test the call. So here we go. I'm gonna call her 1001. Ah! Hello. Okay, that's cool. Oh. Video call. Video call! That's awesome. But right now, I'm doing a video call with my phone system in the AWS cloud. That's amazing, right? Now, we just did a lot. We created a server in AWS, our 3CX PBX. And this is my business phone system. I can use it anywhere, in my house, anywhere else. It's awesome. And I've got my cell phone and my daughter's iPad. I can add other hard phones as well, like the one I have behind me, right there. And these can all call each other. It's amazing. And at this point, if you use AWS free tier and 3CX for free for a year, this was all free, right? Like, that's killer. But we're missing one thing, right? If you want to have a business that actually takes business phone calls, you gotta have a legit phone number. You can't just be extension 1000. You can't like put that on your business card. It's gotta be a legit number. How do we do that? We need a SIP trunk. What is that? I'll show you, watch this. I need a legit phone number for my business. 555. So two things. How can we get a phone number? And how can we make it to where when people call that phone number, it goes to our phone system? And vice versa. When I call out of my phone system, I want to be able to use that number as my caller ID. SIP trunk. It's what we're going to use. The session initiation protocol. Oh, I love voice so much. Now at this point, the free does stop. You gotta pay for the phone number, you gotta pay for the phone number service, just like your cell phone, but it's not too crazy. Now the SIP trunk service I'm going to use is also Amazon. I thought I'd keep it all in the same place, right? Amazon has a SIP trunk service called Amazon Chime. I love the way they name things. I love this because I can keep my server cost and my SIP trunk cost all on the same account, which is awesome. So here's what I'll do. I'll set up my Amazon Chime account on Amazon. I'll buy my number, which is super easy to do, takes seconds. And then I'll create and configure my SIP trunk, which will be a connection between Amazon and my 3CX PBX. So whenever I want to place a business phone call over my business phone system, it'll go from 3CX over my SIP trunk to Amazon Chime to the PSTN, or the Public Switch Telephone Network. So let's set this up right now. Now the cool thing is that we're right back in the AWS Management Console, and we're gonna go back up to our search bar here and search for the Chime service. There it is, Amazon Chime. Let's jump in there. Now I do already have an account set up. If you don't already have one, just click on New Account. It's super simple. And once you've done that, we're gonna get our first phone number, which is kind of exciting. Let's do this. I'm gonna click on Phone Number Management, and here's my inventory. I've got nothing right now. I'm gonna go ahead and click on, let's see, Orders, and Provision Phone Numbers. Now to connect that to our 3CX phone system, I will be using a voice connector. So I'll go from business calling to voice connector, click on Next, and then I'll search for my number. Now I'm gonna do a toll-free number. I want to be legit, and I'll do like, I don't know, 888. Search. Let's find a cool one. Let's see, I like this one. Just random. Provision, now. And it's processing. I think it should be pretty quick. Done. If I go to my inventory right now, there's my new shiny telephone number. Now time for our connection to the 3CX phone system, or our SIP trunk. I'm going to navigate over to our voice connector, which is right here. Go ahead and click on that. And click on Create a New Voice Connector. Go ahead and name it Smile Trunk. Don't know what that means. I'm going to name my Network Trunk. My region, keep it close to me, US East. Encryption for 3CX, we're going to do Disabled. That's what it calls for. Otherwise, I would love encryption, but not right now. Click on Create. And that was quick. Now we got to jump in there and configure a few settings. So go ahead and click on the Network Trunk, or whatever you named yours. Next, we'll click on the Termination tab. Go ahead and click on that. And here we're setting up calls outbound from our 3CX system to the world. So let's go ahead and click on Enable to make this happen. And we'll scroll down to our allowed host list. Go ahead and click on New. What we're doing here is we're going to say, hey, this phone system, my 3CX phone system, is allowed to use this trunk. And for that, we need its IP address. Now to find that, we're going to get back to our AWS console. And here at the console, I'll search for my EC2 dashboard once more. Jump in there, and I'll navigate over to my instances right there. Go ahead and click on that. That will be our virtual machines. And I'll scroll over to find the IP address, which is right here. Now I'm going to blur mine out. You can't see mine, but I'm going to snag it here, my public IPv4 address. That's what we want. Paste that right in there. /32 is what we want as well. Click on Add. And then I'll scroll down and say, okay, calling plan. What countries do I want to be able to call? For me, all I care about right now is United States. So I'll click on that, and then we'll set up our credentials. Go ahead and click on New. This will be how 3CX will actually authenticate with your Amazon Chime SIP trunk. Go ahead and just make up something. NetChuck 3CX. And then a password. Save. And that's it for this page. Go ahead and scroll down and click on Save, and outbound calling is ready to go. Now time for inbound calling, for when people want to call us. They call that number, is it going to come to our phone system? Let's get that set up. Origination, click on the Origination tab. And we're going to click on Enabled to make the sucker happen. And we'll create a new inbound route. Click on New. Now for this, we'll have to grab our 3CX system info. So let's get back to our 3CX system. Here on our dashboard, the first thing we'll need is our FQDN, or our fully qualified domain name. It's this guy right here, which I have mine blurred out. But go ahead and copy that and paste that into your host. Port 5060 is what you want to use. TCP is fine. Priority, we'll just do the example they have there and wait 5 as well. So 1 and 5, and click add, and click on save. And one last step here, we're going to click on phone numbers to assign our phone number we bought earlier to this trunk. So we'll say assign from inventory, and there's my guy. There he is. Click on him and say assign from inventory. Done. So now we have the Amazon side of the trunk set up. So Amazon Chime is ready. Now we have to configure 3CX, that side of things. Let's do that right now. So back here in our 3CX dashboard, we're going to click on SIP trunks right here, and then click on add SIP trunk. Select our country. It's going to be US. Telecom provider will be Amazon Chime voice connector. There it is. And then our main trunk number will be the number that you bought. So I'll get mine real quick. Snag that number. Make sure you have that in E164 format, which means you have the plus and then your country code. 1 is US. Click OK. And now time for a little configuration here. We're almost done, I promise. The first one is our registrar, or our server, gateway, hostname, IP, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have to look back at our Amazon Chime config to get that. I'm going to go back to my voice connectors tab here. And it's going to be the outbound host name right here. Now, again, I'm blurring mine out, so go ahead and copy yours and don't copy mine. And paste that right in here. And then one last thing, under authentication, put in the username and password you set up on Amazon. And that's pretty much it. We do have one option down here to say, hey, when people call that number, where do you want it to go? Right now, it's defaulting to my extension 1000, and we're definitely going to change that later. For now, that's fine for testing. So I'll click on OK here at the very top. And that's it, man. Like right now, we've got a SIP trunk, and all we have to do is test it. So to actually test it, I want to change the routing of it to go to Chloe's iPad here. I'm going to change that from me to Chloe so we can test it real quick. Click OK to save that. Now let's call that number and see what happens. Ready? 888-262-1714. Calling. Yes. Hello. Now that's cool. So what we just did there is we set up a public telephone number, a toll-free number with Amazon Chime, connecting to our 3CX telephone system in the cloud and AWS. And I called to my phone, like my daughter's iPad, using that phone system, my business phone system. How cool is that? If you don't think that's cool, man, I just don't know. That's amazing. Okay, inbound calling works and it's awesome. But what about outbound calling? Let's get that going real quick. Now to do that, we do need to set up an outbound rule. So we'll go and click on that right now. Outbound rules. Now when I say outbound calling, I mean someone's gonna be using your phone system to call outside of your company, and it's gonna be shown up as the toll-free number we just bought. That'll be their caller ID. So let's set that up right now. I'm gonna click on add to add a new outbound rule. Sorry, my Texan's coming out. I'll name this outbound calls. So here's our rule. I want calls starting with the number 9 to go outside my company. I'll explain here in a moment. That's what I'm putting right there. That's my rule. So let's scroll down to make outbound calls on. So route 1, right now there's nothing going on. All the routes are blocked. But for route 1, I'll say, go through my Amazon Chime voice connector. And then it says strip digits. Now let me explain what that means. Let's say someone wants to call IT Pro TV. So they would dial 9 to say, okay, I'm dialing outside the company. I'm not using internal extensions. We're going out. They would dial 9 and then the full number. IT Pro TV is 352-600-6900. This will match the rule we set up earlier because it starts with a 9. It's going to route out to Amazon, but then we have to kind of prep the number for Amazon because when Amazon gets this number 9-352-600-6900, they're not going to like that. That's not how they want to receive that number. They want it in EU164 format, so we have to make it look like that. So what I'll do is I'll strip the 9. So I'll say strip the first digit, strip 1 digit away. That 9 will disappear. Then I'll say once we strip that digit away, we're going to prepend a plus and a 1. So now it will look like this, +1 and the number. This is a common thing we do in phone systems. It's called phone number normalization, and it makes it nice and pretty for Amazon so they know what to do with it. And then of course we can set our outbound caller ID, which will be the number we bought, the one you want to use. So now we're going to test it out. I'm going to use my daughter's iPad real quick. Let's call IT Pro TV. Let's see what happens. 9 to get out, 352, blah, 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 and we're ready. Let's see if it works. It seems to be working.
IT Pro TV, my name is Tom.
Sorry, Tom, I don't feel like talking right now. If you're watching this, Tom, I'm sorry. This is for a video. It totally worked though. And also kind of cool that IT Pro TV just answers the phone like that. No automated system. So my phone system is pretty much done and it's awesome. But one more thing I want to do. I need a proper IVR when people call into my company. Like, hello, thank you for calling NetworkChuck. Let me connect you with someone. Let's do that right now. Now real quick, I do have a new employee that I hired. His name is Austin. If I go to my extensions here, there he is. I'm gonna have my IVR, one of the options, go to Austin. So let's go set that up real quick. I'm gonna scroll down to Digital Receptionist. Now let's add a new one. I'll name this my main line. Extension 8000, that's cool. Type standard, that's good. So now let's set up the prompt. I'm going to record something for the prompt. And it's so cool. All you gotta do is name it, and it will call your extension to record it. Here we go. Thank you for calling NetworkChuck. To sponsor NetworkChuck, press 1. For questions about coffee or merch, press 2. For help with anything else, press 3. And to talk with NetworkChuck's new employee, Austin, press 4. Thanks. Now press 0 to save that sucker. Perfect. And there it is. Awesome. And now to configure the options. So for option 1, I want it to actually prompt something else. So I'll say play prompt and exit. I'll record that right now. So the first 3 menu options will just be more prompts. For option 4, I'm gonna have that go to Austin. So I'll say connect to an extension and it'll go to my buddy, Austin here. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna click OK to save this sucker. Now I need to make sure my toll-free number will actually route to this IVR. So let's do that real quick. I'll go to my inbound rules, add a DID rule, main line. And it already has my number selected here, my DID. And I'll have this navigate to extension IVR 8000 main line. Perfect. And I'll go ahead and click OK on that. Now, let's test it out. I'm gonna call that 1-800 number I have now.
Thank you for calling NetworkChuck. To sponsor NetworkChuck, press 1. For questions about coffee or merch, press 2. For help with any, thank you for wanting to sponsor NetworkChuck. To
All right, now let's try to call Austin.
thank you for calling NetworkChuck. To sponsor NetworkChuck, press 1. And to talk with NetworkChuck's new employee, Austin, press 4.
Let's talk with Austin. You need to change that music.
Hello?
Hi, Austin.
Hey.
I'm just testing out my IVR. You're actually on camera right now. You might have some calls coming in.
So you listen this number on your video?
Yeah. So I've got a toll-free number that people can call. You're one of the menu options, and they can talk directly with you. Now, you don't have to answer, but you can do it whenever you feel like it. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Business phone system in place in the cloud using Amazon everywhere. It's amazing, right? And there's so much more I can do, and so much more that I can't include this in this video. But what I will be doing soon, and just kind of a teaser real quick. Oh, you ready for this? They've got messaging, and I can connect this sucker to Facebook and SMS and live chat. I can add live chat to my website and have you connect directly with Austin just like that. I'm so excited. And there's queuing and just so many things and I'm gonna show you later. So too much for one video, but this is a business phone system already set up, already amazing. You can do this right now for free, except for the toll-free number, which you'll have to pay for, or a regular DID. It could be a local number to you, but it's still super fun to set up, super nerdy. I mean, come on, who has their own phone system? I know I made a video about the Raspberry Pi before, so you'd have to have a Raspberry Pi. For this, man, you don't need anything. You can just do it anywhere. It's awesome. Anyways, whew, that's all I have today, guys. And again, shout out to 3CX for sponsoring this video. They are a freaking fantastic phone system. Again, free for the first year, so you can try it out right now. Put it in your house, be a complete nerd. It's awesome. And of course, if you have a business like me, then yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. Super easy to set up, really killer features. I love it. And if you're wondering, well, what if I don't want to have a phone like this? What if I want to use like a desk phone? Yeah, of course you can use that. In my Raspberry Pi video, I set up some Cisco phones as a desk phone. You can add Cisco phones or even other brand phones. They have a whole compatibility list on their website. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Of course, if you haven't hacked the YouTube algorithm today, make sure you do. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell and subscription and all that stuff. Comment. Make sure you hack YouTube today. Ethically, of course. Yeah, that's all I have. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys next time.